think we're live. I think. Hopefully y'all can hear me. Actually, hold on. Let me make sure. Yep, we're live. Nice. Hopefully my computer doesn't sound really loud. I'm gonna try to play some music on my phone. 1 second. Ay. Because, you know, we gotta make sure that it's, what is it called? Copyright-free music. We don't want to get fined or whatever they call it. Alright, you guys probably won't be able to hear the music because my computer might be really loud. So, just to start off the video, today we're going to be etching the Goddess Power Oracle by Colette Baron Reed right here. And I'm going to etch it in like a snowflake white shimmery color that looks kind of like this. Hopefully y'all can see the shimmer. This camera is not the best, so my apologies. I actually made this the other day. This is a binding solution, which is what I'm going to use to create like the ink, the shimmery ink that we're looking for. And I have India ink right here, white India ink. I'm just going to use a few of these drops to have just somewhat of color in there because I think the edges from the deck are already kind of white, maybe just a little bit. Well, they're kind of grayish, but just to add some color, we're going to add a little bit of white in the ink. So I have the little thingy to scoop out the shimmer powder. Flat brush as usual. You want to get a flat brush when edging your decks this way. Some like utensil to mix up the ink and the shimmer powder that you're using. Oh shit, you know what? I forgot to get my water. BRB guys, I need to get some water. Just chill out for a second. Alright, I'm coming. I got my water. I got paper towels. You need to make sure you have paper towels in case there's any errors while you're edging. Let me just make these a little smaller. I don't need them to be that huge. I think we have everything now. Put that with the water. I'm gonna put these over here. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is we're gonna do about 5 drops of the white India ink. And then 1 pinch of the white snowflake shimmer powder here. And then a whole bunch of the binder solution. So let's get to it, I guess. Let me just give this a good shake. Hopefully it doesn't splash everywhere on me. The last time I opened this, the dropper was kind of clogged. So ink sort of went everywhere. It still looks kind of clogged. Alright, so 5 drops. Ew, it looks really goopy. I think this needs water. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 drops of white India ink. So that's out of the way. 1 pinch of the shimmer powder of your choice. In this case, I'm using like a snowflake white kind of shimmery powder. So I'm just going to do 1 pinch. Should be enough to get the whole deck edged. Considering this deck I think is only 52 cards. So it shouldn't take us that long. Alright, so the shimmer powder's in there. Move that out of the way. Now we're going to do the binding solution. So I'm just going to try to get as much as I can in here. It'll probably be like 10 grams of ink. Let's see. I think that's enough for the whole deck. And now we're gonna mix it up with our mixing tool. Oh, you know what else I forgot to grab? Like practice sheets, just to see if I like how much shimmer is in there. I should have some paper around me. Mix it nice and well. Okay, I think that's good. Let's see if I have some test paper just so I can see what it looks like before I put it on the deck. I should have paper around here of some sort. Alright, I found paper. Random scratch paper. So we're just gonna see what it looks like before we put it on the deck. Actually, I don't think the ink mixed up that well because it was kind of thick when I brought it out of the little tube. All right. That looks really shimmery to me. I think that's good. I don't know if it'll catch on camera. It's probably too... It's probably not going to catch on camera. Focus camera. Well, kind of. You can kind of see shimmer. I'll show a better picture of it towards the end of the video. Or I think I'm going to try to like post a better video of it after the live stream just so you guys can see it a bit better. But that looks pretty good to me. Put that on the side. And now we're going to start edging. Just want to make sure my desk is clear of anything else so that I don't, bump into it. So the way I like to edge the cards, if you guys haven't noticed, is with the artwork down. So with the backings facing me. And when you're edging, you also don't want to have your brush totally soaked in ink or whatever liquid you're using, because you don't want to like super wet the deck, if that makes any sense. Well, here we go, I guess. So every time I edge the card, I like to make sure that I didn't get anything in the front. And because this is like a very diluted white, I might have to go over it twice. But I guess we'll see once we're done. Like, we're not going to know what it looks like until we're done with the whole deck. But honestly, I think I'm just trying to get that shimmery look on it. More than just like the white edging. Does that make sense? Can y'all even hear me? I can't tell. I feel like it's gonna look more silvery, but even if it does, I'm already liking how it looks, and I only did one card. Alright, so there's nothing in the front. Oh no, there is something in the front. Well then, because I noticed right away, I'm gonna lay it down and then just scrape it off. And then we're good. Depending on the type of paper the deck is, you have like a more grace period to actually take off the excess ink that you might have gotten on the artwork. This one I don't think is as forgiving, but we'll see. We'll see how the end result is. Oh, I don't know if you guys have noticed that I have chat on subscribers only because the last time that I did a live stream, I've had some weirdos come in, you know, saying rude things. So that's why I have it on subscriber only mode for chatting. So if you're subscribed, chat away. You know, like, how y'all doing? What you up to? I totally forgot it was Friday. And payday, hey. Man, I really hope you guys can hear me because I can't tell. Somebody say something and let me know. I'm loving how the shimmers are looking. Checking the front. Just fan it out a little bit. Two cards done. All right. What's also kind of hard for me is that when I'm holding the card, my arm shakes sometimes because I have like an issue with a pinched nerve that can cause my arm to spasm or shake. Hi, Mimi. You can hear me? Okay, cool. Thank you so much for letting me know. But yeah, like the shakiness comes and it goes. It's just kind of annoying because, like, especially when you're when you're edging and your hand's like, ooh, it's not the best. You know what? I think I'm just gonna have to edge it once because I'm seeing a lot of shimmer on the cards already. Just doing it over once. You can't always go over it twice, but I think once is gonna look pretty good. I'm just gonna wait till the cards are dry for me to check them and see if I need to scrape off any of the ink that might have gotten on the artwork. I just feel like it'd be a bit safer to do it once it's dry. Especially because the pigment in this ink that we just made isn't as opaque. So it's better to just work with it to clean it off when it's dry. But yeah, usually when I'm edging decks, I mean, as you can tell, it's just really chill, you know, because you're just painting, really. You're just kind of hanging out and painting. But when I edge my decks, I typically just like chill in front of my TV and have something playing in the background. I mean, for the most part, it's usually horror shows or horror movies or even like horror YouTube channels that I have playing in the background as I'm edging a deck. It's just a really chill experience, you know? Do any of you guys have this deck? The Goddess Power Oracle? Do you like it? I think this was probably my first Colette Baron Reed deck, I think. Oh no, you know what? I might be lying. I think it was Spirit Animal Oracle, I believe that's what it's called. From Colette Baron Reed. I think that was my first deck of hers. This one may have been my second deck that I got from her. Dry it off a little bit before we place it down. I can't wait to see the shimmer in the end. I did like a test on index cards, like on 5 index cards, just to see what it would look like. I think I posted like a little video on my Instagram stories, but it looked pretty cool. Probably made a little too much ink than I needed to, because I usually make some enough for like a 78 card deck, but this one's only like 52 cards, so I think I made a little too much ink. Now, usually also when I'm doing a 78 card deck, which is typically a tarot deck, the cards aren't as big because these are obviously oracle size cards. So I usually dip my brush in and do 3 to 4 cards if I were doing like tarot deck size. But because these are a bit bigger, I'm finding myself having to like dip like every 2 cards, I think. At least just to have enough shimmer on the cards. Does that make sense? And every time you dip in, you want to like move around the ink too, just so you can like pick up the shimmer. This is probably the fourth, I think it's the fourth deck edging video that I've done. The first one I did, it was like a gold. Hey Reddy, how are you? It was like a gold deck edging video. And then I did a rainbow one, and then I did, oh no, it's my fifth one. I did a gold one. I did one that's kind of like a lilac-y kind of color. I did the rainbow one on my own tarot deck. Which other one did I do? I did the glow-in-the-dark one. So this one is my fifth one. Nice. Actually, I'm lying. It's my sixth one because I also did like a red gold edging on another deck. I have so many ideas for colors too, and like mixing them. I just don't know which decks to edge with like the specific colors. I think I'm gonna edge my mermaid tarot with like a oceany kind of mix of blues. That'd be pretty cool. Maybe like 3 or 4 different blues. I think that will look awesome. Do any of you guys watch horror channels on YouTube? If so, which ones do you watch? The ones that I've been looking at is The Light Side of the Paranormal, Franco TV, Oh My Gosh TV, Mindseed. I watched them. What else do I watch? I Want to Believe You is another one that I watch. Ghost Club Paranormal is another one that I watch. But if y'all know of any horror YouTube channels that are pretty neat to check out, let me know. Oh, and of course, Anouk's Top 5, because they got some good shit on there. I kind of want to go back to doing like reactions to some of their videos too. I have like one on my channel. What deck am I working on? We're doing the Goddess Power Oracle. That's the one with edging. I've been watching Panic today on YouTube or on a streaming service, Mimi. Because, like, I can always use some more horror YouTube channels to binge watch. Oh, you know what other thing I randomly started getting into? Which totally didn't even know it existed. I don't know how. Animated horror stories. Those are pretty sweet. When I first ran into them, I even forgot how I found out that they were real. Or that they were on YouTube. When I first ran into it, and I was like, this is a thing? I watched, kid you not, I watched a video that was 16 hours long on animated horror stories. It was great. And then since that day, I've gotten hooked. Oh, it's on Prime? What is it about? Aside from, like, the title, you know, Panic. Need to check them out. Yes. Go binge watch some. BRB, gotcha, ready. Series about passing tests of will and how not to panic. Oh, see that already gives me anxiety. Anxiety from knowing what they might have to go through. That sounds awesome though. It sounds entertaining. You know what? If this ink comes out, or if the edging comes out pretty good, I may try to make this an ink to sell. We'll see. Like Buried Alive gave me anxiety too. Oh man. It just sounds like one of those kind of shows where you're just like, no, 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 no. I don't want to do it. Or like, I don't know how people can. Kudos to them. In that show, though, Mimi, is it one of those where, like, if you go through the test, you win a certain amount of money, or how does that work with that show? You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Yes. I just call them shimmer powders because they're shimmery. It's like a snowflake kind of shimmer. Ooh, it's looking pretty. We only did a few cards and it already looks really cool. I'm gonna take a picture of it for sure and like post it on Instagram just for you guys to see it better. And also on the community tab here. Yes, but it's a series. Oh, 50,000, Jesus. I'm wondering if I should have added more white. I don't think so. I feel like if I added too much white, like made it too opaque, it'll make like the backings of the card look off, because the backings are kind of grayish. It's like this weird kind of dirty grayish gold going on or something. You know what we probably could have done is maybe make like the corners a light gold, just because like there's a hint of gold in the design of the backings. Maybe, I don't know, we'll see how it looks when we're done though. It wouldn't be a heavy gold either, it'd be like a soft gold, if that makes any sense. Is this chat box in the corner bothering anyone? I feel like it's not. You can't really see it that well because like my hands are kind of in the way. Should I take it off? Does that look better? Well, I'm excited for tonight because me and my brother and our friend, we're going to play this game called Devour, which is a horror game. It's kind of, my brother told me it's like a mixture of Five Nights at Freddy's and Phasmophobia, if any of y'all know what games those are. So I'm like, oh my god, I love both of those, so I'm excited. Unfortunately, though, I can't really stream that because, like, we kind of swear worse than sailors, and I'm pretty sure YouTube won't be happy about that. Twitch, probably. Twitch probably doesn't care. I normally stream games on Twitch anyways. Almost halfway done with the deck. I love how shimmery it looks. There's like a chunk of white paint that just randomly got on here. Gross. I'm telling you, the ink that I used for some reason got chunky. I don't know why. I think probably because like the mixture of white that they use to make white India ink is just a little bit different than some of the other inks maybe. Because like all the other inks that I have that are India ink, they're not really like that chunky or goopy looking. It sounds so gross. But hey, it still works, right? You can always just dilute your ink when they get too thick. I know some people have asked like, well, can't you, because edging your deck this way is very time consuming. I mean, I personally find it relaxing and I'm a patient person, so I don't really care that it takes so long. But I've had a few people ask like, well, can't you just like smush them all together and then just edge it? You can. I've tried it. However, when you do it that way, expect to get ink seep in through your cards more than if you were to just do it one by one, and you're going to have more of a mess, if that makes any sense. One way that I haven't tried, just because I don't have this mechanism, is I don't know if you guys know what a book press is. It initially presses down the pages that a person would put together to bind a book or to make a book. I don't have one of those, so I don't know if using that would prevent ink seepage from between the cards any less than, you know, doing it manually, if that makes sense. So I can't comment on that. But if you do it without a book press, I can confirm that you're gonna get more of a mess. So I personally prefer to just do the cards one by one. Ooh, that's a lot that got on there. Clean that off. That's why it's good to have paper towels nearby. Drink break, as in my mocha, not an alcoholic beverage. Delicious. Delicious coffee. This one for some reason had a lot. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it. Probably not. This camera makes the contrast be very terrible with the whites and the blacks. The balancing out of the contrast is terrible with this camera. Oh, I need a paper towel. But this one for some reason had a lot more shimmer powder in it, and it got all over the back. That's better. Just gonna, no, it looks terrible. Just gonna put you right there. Oh my god, this looks so pretty! I don't know if you guys can see it. Well, you can kind of see some shimmer. Very faintly, because this camera sucks. My apologies. But it looks so pretty. Halfway there, halfway there. I'm kind of annoyed actually that this camera is not as good as they advertise it to be. It's the Logitech C922. I think next time I'm going to try to use my iPhone to stream, because the back cameras on the iPhone are way better and the quality would look way better. We shall see though. Actually, let me... Oh, one thing I also suggest, if you're gonna be edging your decks, I feel like if you edge them in any way, honestly, your eyes might get a bit strained because you're focusing on such a small little area, and your eyes might get strained after a while. So I don't suggest edging multiple decks back to back. Maybe just do one, wait like 5 hours or more, and then do another, or just do one in a day. But I don't suggest doing back to back because your eyes will get really strained, which might make you dizzy too. Hopefully that makes sense. I learned the hard way because one day I did, I think, 3 decks back to back, and I was like, why are my eyes hurting? Why do I feel dizzy? And then I'm like, oh, well, that makes sense because I'm over here focusing on like the thinnest piece of paper ever. Not really, but still. And then trying to like color it. So, of course, my eyes are going to get strained. So don't do it. Don't do it, guys. Just be patient and do one at a time. Just a few more cards. I think we have like maybe 15 cards left. Maybe. And still a whole bunch of ink in our little ink pot here. We still gotta make sure we review the cards so that there's no ink in front or behind them. But we'll do that once we're done because I think I'd prefer to do it once the ink is dry. And because this is, it's India ink, but it's mixed in with an alcohol binder. Alcohol dries rather quickly, so it's not going to take that long for us to have to review it or wait for it to dry to review it. Did my live stream cut off? Because I'm seeing a different countdown. Hold up. Are we still live? Because my program just showed the different countdown, like as if it got cut off. Testing, testing. I'm double checking. I think we're good, right? Hopefully. I mean, it says it's still live. I'm just kind of concerned because the countdown restarted. Oh, I really need a burp. My apologies in advance when I do. It's not if I do, it's when I do. Oops. Gotta restart my music. I don't know if y'all can hear my music. I didn't want to have it too loud because, you know, copyright. I mean, it says copyright free anyways, but you never know. But I need something to jam to. We're almost done. Ooh, last card. Yeah, we made way too much ink. My bad. I mean, at least we made enough. Should we have to go over it twice? Which I don't think we have to. You can if you want, like, the shimmer to, you know, pop in your face, but I think one is pretty good. Gives it a subtle shimmer, but it's still like, ooh, you know? Yay, we did the last card. All right, let's give that a minute or so for the last few cards to dry while we drink some coffee. I'm gonna move this out of the way so I don't, you know, make the ink go everywhere. And now we're going to just cut up a bit more little pieces of paper so we can use them to scrape off any excess ink. Ah, looks so pretty! I'm so glad we did a subtle white, not a full-on opaque white. Oh my god, this looks so cool. Bro, if I did it twice, the shimmer would be popping. It's still popping now, but it's like, I don't know if you guys will be able to see it. You can kind of see the shimmer. I don't think this camera's gonna focus on this. No, doesn't want to. It's focusing over here for some reason. Maybe if I move it this way. Can you guys see? I mean, I see it on my screen. It does look shimmery. It's so pretty. I will post a close-up though on my Instagram. But that looks pretty nice. I'm really glad that I didn't do a full-on opaque white on it, because I feel like if I did a full-on opaque white, it'll look kind of off from the backings, because these backings aren't full-on white. They have like a grayish kind of old look to it, if that makes sense. So I think this came out really nice. Now we're going to just examine the cards to see if there's any excess ink that I have to scrape off, seeing as how they're already dry. And because the ink's already dry, it'll just come right off. Or the shimmer part would, in this case, because it's more of an opaque ink that we did. Or I'm sorry, not opaque, it's more of a translucent ink that we did. So I'm just examining all of the card fronts and backs. Make sure we're good. So far, a lot of them haven't really gotten ink on the front or the back. I love the blues in this one. Look how blue it looks. Ooh, compared to the red here, that's so cool. I'm trying to use like my light to see if I can tell where the ink is by the shimmer. If you're wondering why I'm looking at it that way. By the way, this is what I do when I edge decks, or what I will do as well when I edge decks, like offering edge decking services. Unfortunately, though, right now it would just be offered for like my own deck if it gets funded. By the way, it's still on Kickstarter for the next 5 days. But for now, the deck edging services would be for, like, if somebody wants the Iris Tarot, like their copy of the Iris Tarot edged, I'd be offering it for, you know, in that sense. But if it does get edged, this is the process that I go through when I edge a deck. You know, I want to make sure it looks nice. So, like I said, it is time consuming. I personally don't mind it. Look at these blues. So pretty. Almost done with the examination process. These cards are so pretty. Mother Mary. Last one. All right. Well, that was fun and calming. Took almost 2 hours, but took an hour and a half-ish, kinda. Oh, it looks so pretty. All right, well, I'm gonna, ooh, look, you can kind of see it right there. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream here, guys. Thank you all so much for those who stuck around or popped in just to say hi. Either way, thank you guys for hanging out with me. I will post a close-up video and picture of how it came out on my Instagram, which is always linked in the description if you guys want to check it out there. But I think it came out pretty good. I'm so happy with how it looks. This was fun. I like edging decks this way. It's really chill and calming. Alright guys, well I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. I will see you all in the next one.